this way, okay?
Oh, God. Oh.
Oh, man.
Oh my God, somebody get me a beer stat. Alright. Okay, everybody, welcome to Curious Times. Welcome back. It's Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, Saturday night, and I ain't got nobody. We do have somebody. We have Kimber. And so, nice to see you guys all. It's kind of spring. We'll see. I didn't put my snow shovel away just yet, though, but it is also, I want to say, I guess 6 years, maybe 7, but 6 for sure. May 5th of at least 2012, or maybe 2011, I can't remember, was my quit smoking regular cigarettes day and start vaping. And so that's quite a long time now. Quite a long time. And quite a lot of money saved, actually, so I'm very happy about that. Now, just got to get rid of this crap, and then it's all good to go. But this is a lot healthier and much cheaper. A lot healthier and much cheaper. And you don't have the smoke crap all over your walls and everything else like that, right? So somebody just pushed their one button, fired a caller, and so that's good. I know that person wants to talk to Kimber then. That's probably going to be one of her regulars. Which is fine. That's fine. And hi, Carrie, Sure, and Carol, and Dan the man. Diane, how are you? And Michael's still hanging in there with us. And so there, we enjoy that. New people. And reached in first. It's funny that you say that, because that's a newfie thing, hey? To get screwed in or whatever. It's just God. Yeah, go look it up. Go Google it. Screeched in or so. Yeah, go Google it. and got to kiss a cod on top of it. You got to take a shot of screech, which if you survive that, or do you kiss the cod first? Maybe you have to kiss the cod first. That's pretty disgusting. Not cooked cod either. Let me just say this. And so, okay. Anyway, we're here. What else is coming up? Like, assuming that the people come. Hillary's here tomorrow, maybe. Diana Monroe, Monday, Tuesday, Melissa Bruce, the heavy metal psychic. Wednesday, Kathleen Moore, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we're off because, on Sunday, Thursday's a day off these days because Jen Young no longer can make it. Self is taking last night and next Friday night off. And then it was just a weekend that I don't have a Saturday, Sunday person scheduled. So then Aaliyah Dawn is here like next Monday. So we got, if they all show up, we got like 5 shows in a row though, including tonight. And so there you go. Get your little fix. You can get your little fix that way. So Kimber's here. She's the bone reader and everything else reader. And she's I was just thinking something. Ooh, it's kind of macabre. Or even, I'll see if she would be, that would be interesting. She's a clairvoyant psychic medium. She's a healer. She reads auras on people and animals. She reads the aura of macaroni. And she does cards and stones, bones, the bone reader, tossing the bones. Sort of like a process of throwing runes, casting runes, you know. And she can also, she's a psychic medium as well, and she can give you messages from guides, spirits, dead people, animal guides, angels, and all of this was enhanced and has grown for her since a near-death experience. And of course, Kimber is on her mission to help as many people as she can, and be when we come to have Kimber on the show, it comes with a brush your teeth immediately following the show warning. She's so sweet that cavities will no doubt rot the teeth right out of your head unless you go and brush your teeth after listening to Kimber. Okay. All right, let's go get her. Hi, Kimber.
Hey, hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? How's it going?
Good. Doing well. Been crazy busy.
So I said good. Is my sound okay? Can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so here was this crazy thought that I had, and I wonder if any psychic ever has. How interesting would it be to let's say that you were a coroner and you happen to be a psychic medium. You know what I mean? Like, how cool would it be to read the energy like coming off the deceased immediately following their death. You know what I mean? Like right in their own more close proximity to their crossing.
Yeah.
Because you would think that even if the soul leaves the body even before death, some would argue, I would think that there would be energy still within the physical body for a period of time.
Yes.
That's a guess, but it would make sense to me.
Yeah. Oh, yes, definitely. I believe there's much energy left for a while. And that, as you said, I do believe that the soul leaves the body before death, and even from my experience, that does happen. I think that would be awesome. That would be really, really cool to be able to read, and because I've been there, I've helped others pass, both spirit people, animals, and you can feel it. You can, feel the energy. I can see and feel when they leave the physical body, which is just a shell, and we're all energy and we're all spirit, and that moves on. And yeah, the body does have energy for quite a while before the residual energy. And I think it would be amazing to feel that and to see that, and what a job that would be for someone like me. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, and probably they would never say so because of they want to keep their job. You know what I mean? It's like I have this book written by a guy that was a cop for his whole career, and he was like, I don't know, a sergeant or he was pretty getting high up in rank or whatever, but at the same time for many years he wrote sort of law enforcement type of articles. You know what I mean? He was a writer in that way, and he had a hypnosis, past life regression session that left him quite intrigued, although he was seeking to do what I always try to do, which is to debunk something. And he researched this thing like he was researching a crime, you know what I mean? And he eventually couldn't. He just had too much compelling information that he actually had been such and such of a person in the past, and he was able to find the existence of that person, and of all of the information that he got in the regression, he was able to validate a whole bunch of it, and he was hoping to not validate any of it. And so eventually when, this all came out and whatnot, he kind of basically got told resign, he kind of got fired, but he was allowed to resign. And that's really a shame. But in some of these professions, there's a lot of police officers actually will talk amongst themselves quietly about paranormal experiences that they've had. You know what I mean? Around crime scenes or death scenes or, that kind of thing. And so, but it would be quite interesting to be a psychic medium. Can you imagine if somebody like Renee Richards, was a coroner?
Yeah. Wow. She'd be awesome. She'd be talking to them all. I can just imagine.
Well, I've never seen anybody get names as well as she does. She'd probably she'd just say, "So who killed you?" And the dead person would go, "Yeah, Harry Peterson killed me." You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so she could. Once the police have the name, then they can build the case around that. You know what I mean? They don't have to. It wouldn't be admissible evidence, but once they just recently caught this guy that was a 20-year cold case, and they caught the guy because of and I've often warned people who do these DNA tests through You and Me and whatever those sites are called, where you send your spit into them and they do a DNA test and they do a family tree kind of a thing with that. And I've always said to people, be really careful because this is a tool that law enforcement is going to start to be using. And there was a free site where you don't have to submit your saliva to. You can just upload a DNA results or whatever. You know what I mean? And so this cop took the DNA sample of this guy that had gone. He was the guy that started off being a serial rapist, and he would go in and if there was other people in the house, then he would pile dishes on them and tell them he'd kill them if the dishes made a single sound, and then he would go and rape the woman. You know what I mean? And then he turned that into murder, and so he became a killer, a serial killer. And then it just went cold, and they never did catch him. And 20 years later, they recently arrested the guy. And so what the cop did was he uploaded. It was quite an interesting thing, is that he uploaded the DNA results of the suspect in the case, the unknown suspect. And what that does is that it started to return information like third cousins and second cousins to this sample. You know what I mean? And so he would be working backwards from that, and he came down to a list of about 5 possible suspects. And the first one, that based on region and where he and all this kind of stuff and other profiling information, and boom, like they nailed the sucker the first time. First one that they when they boiled it down to 5, they picked one, and they go, and so what they did was that they followed him around in public, like when he went to public places and waiting for him to dispose of something that would contain his DNA. They retrieved that. They matched his DNA to the DNA of the suspect. Bingo, buddy's arrested. This old man in a wheelchair now. You know what I mean? And so, but anyway, why am I talking about that? What was my point? What was my whole point?
Well, it's very interesting, though, and how basically that she would, and I know I probably would want it to as well, start finding out what happened to them and why, and kind of solve crimes,
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of why you went off on that.
I know, because I just kind of see a shiny thing, and then that's that. But
no, that's good. That's good.
Be careful when you guys do jump into those genealogy DNA tests, because once you're in the system, you're in the system. And even though like a couple of the Ancestry.com and the other one, me, you, and 3, or whatever the hell it's called, 1, 2, 3, or whatever that one is, they have policy. They've made it as difficult as they can. In other words, you must submit an adequate saliva sample, and this is what helps prevent the police from being able to slip suspects into the system, if you know what I mean. Yeah, 23, and thank you. And that's what but this other site, which has much less users, they managed to get the information that they needed. And I sometimes have mixed feelings about that, because what a great thing that this man who did that to so many women and murdered so many people, like he raped over 50 and murdered, I don't know, lots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then he traumatized them to the point where he would because he would take in the earlier crimes, he would take their driver's licenses and things like this, and he would then a year could go by or more, and he would phone them and say, I'm coming back. You know what I mean? And this stuff, and so it's not bad enough that the original crime happened, but then the sicko would continue to terrorize and taunt, and so I think it's a great thing that but without that, I doubt that there would be any chance this guy would be caught. And then you have to blend in is it fair that the police could do that? You know what I mean? And when you do sign up to do these genealogy DNA tests, you're one of the things that you have to be agreeing to do is that you realize that your information is going to be shared out. Now, I think on some of them you're able to decline. You know what I mean? You're able to say no. I do not authorize my information to be shared, and that's fine. But on the free one, then that's a given. You know what I mean? You must share. And so if you want to use the service, then you have to agree to their terms of service, right? And so I'm kind of between, if you got nothing to hide, then you shouldn't have a problem. Like, it's back to that whole argument. You're right. And, but there is still something a little bit, I don't know, because there's still a chance that people can plant your DNA somewhere. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And see, I have several issues with it. And one is when you give up your rights to that. You don't know where it's going to go, what it's going to be used for. Everything carries energy. Our blood, our DNA, everything carries our energy. I wouldn't want my energy out there and not knowing especially what's happening and where it's going. And as you said, that can open up to things like that. What's it going to be used for? And are they going to be testing it? Are they going to be doing stuff? Are they going to be is it going to be used for who knows what nowadays? Because what they can do with DNA. And as for our blood and DNA, everything carries energy, and part of us and our energy. And so I wouldn't really want to do that. I mean, hey, everyone, do what you want to do.
Now, this question. So let's say that you're like me and you haven't submitted your saliva to any place to find out what your DNA makeup is and what nationality and all of this kind of stuff you are. Okay, let's say that you're like that. But now let's say that someone in your family has. And let's say one day the police come talk to you. And they say, do you know such and such of a person? We're trying to find such and such of a person. And as it turns out, this person that's in your family may be a cousin or maybe an uncle or something like that. That their DNA has been found to be a match for some, murder or rape or other crime. You know what I'm saying? Then would you be willing to? Would you give any information to the police about where, if you knew who the person was and where they were, would you help the police? Or would it matter to you what kind of crime it was? So in other words, if they were, let's say it was terrorism, let's say that they went and shot up a whole bar of people because they were gay. You know what I mean? Or would it matter what the crime was, or would you be what do you think? What would you do?
Well, for me, I guess it would depend on, the severity of the crime, what the crime was, if I knew, and also what I felt about it, and if I felt that they were being set up or if they were guilty, or also if I truly knew, as to what, because if, that opens up a can of worms there. That can be something good or something bad. I mean, if it's something that is a really bad crime and could prevent someone from being hurt, or that someone was hurt, it was something very severe or sick, like you said, that psycho rapist, or, something like that. Well, of course, then I would want to try to prevent something happening to someone. I would want to try to do something about it. But if it was something that I felt that, this person was being set up, or that this person, that it's a minor thing, and they're, that it's not really for me to be involved, or it's not a major crime, I guess that would have to, depend on that too, because I also would want to be, be loyal and also be good to, may it be a friend, family, or even a stranger. I wouldn't want to be involved where I shouldn't be. So I guess a lot of it would depend on the situation, and what type of crime and what it was, and, if it's severe or, like you said, something that is going to prevent further crimes, or that is something really drastic. But if it's like, just some, smoke or something that they got caught with, or just a minor, incident or something like that, well, I guess I would look twice, and
here's the thing, right? Chances are that if law enforcement has gone to the trouble to use these unconventional methods that require so much more footwork and everything else like that, chances are that it's not no pot charge. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So chances are that it's a pretty important crime.
Then I would.
Now, what if it's somebody, and would your answer be different if it was somebody that you disliked versus somebody that you really cared about? You know what I mean? Probably, yeah, right?
Well, not necessarily. It is what it is, and if it's something that is a major thing or something, really bad, like I said, I would want to do the right thing, and if it's someone that needs help or someone to prevent something to others that would need help, then I would want to do the right thing. I guess that's just me, and so I would do the right thing, no matter who it would be.
I can't see myself protecting somebody who had done such a atrocity to another human being, and maybe that's different when you have been the victim of crime. You know what I mean? Versus that you haven't, and maybe more easily empathize with the crime, with the victims and possible future victims. And like if they could have caught this guy after the first 5, you know what I mean? Rapes, like then 45 women wouldn't have been raped and a whole bunch of people wouldn't have been murdered.
Exactly.
And, so, would it, no, let's say that you, I guess it's Ethics Day at Curious Times or something like that.
Yeah.
Let's say that under certain circumstances similar to what we've talked about, police have come to you. You haven't gone to them. And then there's a reward on top of it. Does the reward change your level of cooperation? And even if you cooperated without any hesitation, would you take the reward? Let's say the reward was $100,000.
No, for me, money's not an issue. I do not value it in a way where I would care one way or another. I wouldn't even want the money. It wouldn't make a difference as to what I do or my answer. It's more about justice and being right. The money is not an issue, and if there ever was any money in any situation for helping to solve a crime, I would donate it to a worthy cause, which probably something to do with that crime, and preventing it. That's what I would do.
Good answer.
It wouldn't change. Yeah, I would never do nothing for money. In fact, I don't do nothing for money. It has to be, aside from work. But I mean, money doesn't matter to me. I'm not materialistic, and to me, that wouldn't change my answer one way or another. And no, I would do what is right. And so, no.
Well, now there was a time way back. It was the same year that I had my baby, so like back in 1987. And some of you guys might remember this big long story about like I was coming back to Edmonton to have my baby, and so I put all my stuff in storage in Saskatchewan, and then this couple that I used to babysit for when I was a kid. They said, okay, if you come here, we'll pay, and then, we'll let you stay here, like, what you call rent free, plus we'll pay you a little bit of money, and what we need in exchange is you to be there in the morning, to send our kids off to school, and then be there after school from the time that they get home until the time that one of the parents get home. And so be kind of like the babysitter on both ends of the school day. And then unfortunately, so I agreed with that. And, something bad happened on my way from Saskatchewan to Alberta, which is that they got separated. And so all of a sudden, I was going into a situation where now I was not going to be rent free, and I was not going to get paid money to blah blah blah, and so the situation had changed. But along the way, because these two were a little bit wackadoodle in the head, and so it just so happened that they both wound up on a psych unit of two separate hospitals at the same time. And so now I was going crazy because I was like really now the full-time caregiver of the kids while they were not except for when they were in school. And in the meanwhile, I was running to two different hospitals during the daytime to go visit the people that were in the psych hospitals. And in the one case, there was another patient that the woman had come to know there, and so then I met him like when I was visiting her, and so this guy was like coming across as wealthy-ish kind of a guy, but blah 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 blah, and let's have a ride in my car, fancy smancy Porsche car or something like this, blah 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 blah. So then on the Saturday morning or whatever, like I wake up and the newspaper's there. Front page, is like that car dealership, had a Porsche stolen from them, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, I got on the phone instantly to Crime Stoppers, you know what I mean? And I'm all like, I know who that is. The guy's at the psych hospital, blah, 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 the University of Alberta psych ward, blah, 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 here's where you look. And like, it just so happens that my call went in, a few hours after some nurses on the midnight shift, had read that, because they read the paper before I did. And so that buddy got busted, you know what I mean? But so it didn't, that was the way, it didn't, and it wasn't any hope of any, reward or anything like that, because that was it was like I read like the first little, and like I was on the phone, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that I sat down and went through any kind of should I or shouldn't I situation, you know what I mean? It was an instinct to just like get on the phone. I'm not a rat in general, you know what I mean? I'm really not a rat in general, but there's, when it's something like that, then, so the guy basically went to take a test drive, and so then he steals the car, and then he goes and checks himself in as a psych patient at the University of Alberta Hospital, where there's underground parking, right? And so now he's basically using the hospital as a being in hiding, situation to try. Only problem is he had too big of a mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like he shouldn't have been talking about let's go for a ride in my Porsche, And but in a scenario like a work situation or anything like this, like I'm more the kind of person that would go to a person and say da 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 da, and rather than go and tattletale on them, if you know what I mean, okay? And so back to that question about, if it were a family person that I cared about or something like that, I might be more inclined to say, hey, you got to turn yourself in. You know what I mean? Yeah. And because it will go better for them if they turn themselves in or this or that or whatever, rather than outright narc on them, if you know what I mean. But I think push came to shove. They're I don't want to say that I would protect somebody that took someone else's life like that, or that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
I don't like to think that I would protect somebody like that. I mightn't be inclined to try and convince them to turn themselves in there before I ratted them out.
Exactly, or try to help them to get legal representation, get the best place to go, get some help if it's something that is a really bad thing or that they need some help. And like you said, it's a really hard situation when it's someone that you love and care about, but also by helping them, it may be the best thing you can possibly do. There is that part that, you feel that you break their trust, that, that, like you said, you don't want to rat them out, you don't want to do anything like that. And if it's something really serious, though, and that they're hurting themselves or hurting others, or that could, jeopardize someone's life, that's when you have to look at it differently and go, well, because then I would start to think, well, if I don't, then what happens? What happens if someone else is killed? What happens if they kill themselves? What happens if they hurt someone or hurt themselves? All that would start to go through my head as well, and I would want to help in the best possible way. May it be future people, may it be that person, all of it, and also some justice for whatever happened, if it is something that, is something where someone was killed or hurt, and there's that part of me too. I can just see even, like posts of people missing or things like that, and a lot of times I can start to see and feel and know if they've either been killed or if they're okay, if they'll be found, all that, and there's a lot of times where I do want to say something, or I do feel like, wow, I think this one is gone, and that, I'd really like to get involved or, prevent something. And so that can be very difficult as well. And the majority of the times, you can, because like you said too, there's that thing too, you go calling the police and saying, wow, I seen this, and I know that their body's here, that she was killed, then like you said too, so, that can go either way, that can go well, and some of them are open to that and some aren't,
Overall, so we'll wrap this and then we'll take a couple calls because it's going to be only an hour soon. But we'll ask our callers too. How would you feel? Like, so all of the rest of it aside, whether would you tell on somebody or whether would you report somebody, blah blah. But how would you feel if if you submitted to this DNA testing to find out your genealogy, and then you later came to find out that you doing that led to the arrest of somebody that you cared about?
Well,
like without your personal involvement, without, like, you didn't even talk to the police. They just went in and they grabbed the DNA, they got the DNA match, and it was only because had you not put your DNA into that system, they wouldn't have caught it. You know what I mean? Like, how would you feel about it?
I guess I would feel that, if it happened and it's meant to happen and it's meant to be, there really isn't nothing that I could do about it, that it is the will, it is, what it's meant to happen. And if I had a part in it, then I guess that would be fate, and that would, be something that then I'd have to live with, both good or bad, and, I guess it is what it is. And that's how I'd have to try to look at it and accept it. But me personally, I would never, ever, ever do the DNA stuff. I would never send it in. I don't really care. I'm human. I don't believe in, really, race. I know I'm Norwegian. I don't really care. I'm not really into, having to find out exact what percentage and all that, because I am what I am. And I feel most, that's what everybody is. But some people are really into that and would want to. But I for sure would not want my DNA out there or my blood. And I know that it all does carry energy, and it carries our energy. And I know from having major blood transfusions and many, and when that happened with me, I had many different people because of my blood type and being, I can give to anyone, but I can only receive that back. And so, but when I did get all the blood transfusions, I could feel them. I could feel all the people. I felt different. It was really, I felt their energy, and it took quite a while to get all that blood out of my system and all the different ones. And so our DNA is the same way. And I would be really concerned as to having it out there, and not because I have anything to hide or worried about crimes or any of that. I'm worried about the energy and part of me and what it would be used for. And I guess you're also giving up your rights. Anytime you put anything out there publicly, you're giving up your rights to it. And so for me, I personally wouldn't do that, but I guess, especially for something like that, I really wouldn't. But, to everybody, I know many people who have done that, and then if it ever did, lead to something, I guess throughout life, I'm old enough and have learned enough to know that shit happens. Stuff happens. And if it happens and it's, I played a part in it, or because of something I did, or because I let my DNA out there, or something I said, or that's just life, and it is what it is, and I guess it's meant to be.
If it took a killer off the street, I would be completely thrilled with it. I don't care who it is. If you're out there killing people or raping people, I have no sympathy for the fact that you got arrested because my DNA happened to be in the system and they matched.
That's right. There you go. See, I feel the same way, and I've stood up for things and situations, and I've without getting too personal, I've prevented others from going through things by calling people out, I guess, basically, because I can't really say exactly what, but I've done that and made a difference by making changes and calling someone out, and which then costed them, and then they actually wanted to kill me and do horrible things. So, but it made a difference, and I did what I had to do to prevent other things happening to others, and I would do it again. And it is that important, and sometimes we have to step up, and we have to do that, and we have to take chances. I stood up for people, and I would continue to do that. My sister was abused, and I stood up against a gun, an axe. I got shot at. I mean, I've done stuff that, hey, if it makes a difference, or I'm called to do it, or I have to do it, I do it. It doesn't matter the outcome.
Okay, well, listen, we'll do a real quick song break, and then I've got Carrie up first, and then we've got the wireless caller. And Daniela, are you called in, or are you separate? Like, I'm just trying to figure out if Daniela is the wireless caller or if Daniela is a third person. Either way, we've got 2 or 3 for you, and so we'll do a quick song, and let's see. Oh, let's do this one.
All right, thank you.
Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. Said I don't want to leave you lonely. You gotta make me change my mind. Baby, I got your number. Oh, and I know that you got mine. You know that I called you. I called too many times. You can call me, baby. You can call me anytime. You got to call me. Give me one reason to see you, and I'll turn right back around. someone to hold me. Oh, and I said tonight. Chasing you around, wasting my precious energy. Give me one reason to stay here. Yes, not turn right back around. Give me one reason to stay here. Oh, I turn right back around. Said I don't wanna leave you lonely. Gotta make me change my mind. Baby, just give me one reason. Oh, give me just one reason why. Baby, just give me one reason. Oh, give me just one reason why I should stay. And I told you that I love you, and there ain't no more to say.
Are you looking for a place to meet like-minded people? Perhaps you're a light worker looking for a safe place to share your thoughts and services. We've got a place for you, IntuiTalks.com. Join for free, post updates, blogs, create and join groups via website or radio or class package. The possibilities are endless. Join the all-spiritual, all-under-one-roof network, www.IntuiTalks.com.
Visit purpleplates.com today. For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. With their money-back guarantee and the many benefits, how can you afford not to get one? Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com for mind, body, and spirit, and expect a miracle.
So we're talking about my hair in the chat room, and I'm like, I want it gone. And I've always said, like, if I could get my hands on, what do you call that again? On the Flowbee, I would totally do it. Live on the air, you know what I mean? I would totally do it. And, so anyway, okay. We're back. Quick, we got more people. I should stop talking like I live, you know, in a cave or something, and try to use better English grammar and whatnot. Anyhow, we have more people who have joined us, and so we have Corrine, I think, is listening in by phone. Carol is still here with us. Carrie is going to be our first caller. Dan the man is still there. Daniela is up next. Daniela will be up third. Diane, how are you? Kathleen, it's been forever. I saw you the other day at Corrine's, I guess, yes. And it was really nice to see you there. Michael is here. Kimber is our guest. And we have now we have two wireless callers. Dang. Oh, I don't know who those two wireless callers are, but we're going to find out. So we're going to go, it'll be Carrie, then, whichever one of you wireless callers, and this is an honesty test here now. Whichever one of you wireless callers was here since the beginning of the show, can you press 1-1 right now? Okay, that's the bottom one. Okay, wireless. on the bottom one. Okay. Because they both show up the same, and so I have no idea of knowing which one, and because they both say wireless caller. Okay, so wireless caller, the bottom one is first, and then Daniela, and then the wireless caller first is last. It's not easy being me. That's confusing. Anyhow, okay. Let's go and get Kimber. So, Kimber, this means please, we have to keep things to about maximum 15 minutes per person, okay? And so here's Kimber. Hello, yep. Kimber.
Hey,
so,
hi.
I'm going to start making you set a timer on your end. You know what I mean? And,
yeah. I know.
Then you can watch it wind down yourself, and you can adjust your... So half the time, then I go and say when it's time, and then another 10 minutes goes by while you say goodbye.
I know, I'm so sorry. I'll try to be good, and I will pay attention. And I will stay, so I will do everyone who needs to. I'll do them all.
I just don't want some people's phones dying out on them after they waited for 2 hours or something. So
exactly.
Okay. Get at it. Let's get Carrie up here first. Hi, Carrie. Hello, Carrie from South Africa. How's it going?
All right. Hey. How are you? Hey,
Good.
Kimber.
Hi.
Okay, I'm setting the alarm, so I'm watching the 15 minutes. I've been pedantic this week.
We'll be good.
No, that was aimed at me. Oh my gosh.
My bad.
No, we're used to having like 2 callers and been able to talk for half an hour, but anyway. Yeah, just anything. I do have things I could ask about, but anything you pick up that's the most important.
Sure. And then if you have questions or, as I'm going, go ahead and stop me or interrupt, because sometimes I just get going. So, wow, I feel so much for you. Lots and lots of coming up right now. You have been a very busy girl. And, I get almost as hard to catch a breath. I'm getting winded almost. I can just feel you've been really busy. You've had a lot going on. Wow, some good changes coming up here soon. I see some finances are going to be coming in. I see money, a check. There's going to be an unexpected money coming in, and that feels July. And it's going to give you some time, because you're going to take this unexpected money and you're going to do some you time with it. I feel a little travel. It doesn't have to be far, but I do feel a little travel for you, and that you're going to kind of take a little adventure with it. It's going to give you a little freed up spending money, because you've been saving a lot and you've just been putting a lot towards education and courses and just all this different stuff. You've been learning so much, and you need this time for you. And so you're going to take this little extra cash that's coming in, and you're going to do something fun. I get an adventure. I keep seeing adventure. So
always an adventure.
What was that?
Always an adventure.
Always an adventure? Is that what you said?
Yeah, always an adventure.
Yes. Okay. Yes, because that does make sense, and and it feels like a outdoor adventure too. I'm being shown like campfire and or fire. Maybe one of these boys are pretty hot. Because I keep seeing fire, and that's a good thing. It's a good fire, and some romance. I don't know if you're looking, but it's looking for you. So either way, there's going to be some interest there and some spark. So that pay attention, because I feel that there's someone who has their eye on you and has for a little bit, and you might not even realize it because you're so busy. And a lot of times, you can just be focused, and so you're like focusing, looking this way, and you're kind of missing what's happening on the side. And there's someone that has kind of a crush on you. and likes you. So yeah, start paying attention. You'll feel his energy. You'll feel him. Very handsome.
I don't need a relationship, thank you.
No? Well, then run the other way, girl, because it's coming for you. So you're going to want to be careful then, because I get that you are focusing a lot on your education, your spiritual path, self-employment, a lot of things that you're working on right now. And so it's like work. I don't have time for play. But play can be good, though. Play can be fun. And sometimes you need a little bit of that as well. But I also get with you. I'm showing that the right one, the rest can just stay in the dust, that that you're special, it, and what you bring, you're waiting for someone that's going to compete and that's going to level up and match up with you. You don't want, you'd rather have one quality one instead of three, not so sure. And so you're waiting, and you've been waiting for a while, and so that's good. But I do see some romance coming, and
they all have to get 10 out of 10 with Chris.
Yeah.
They have to what?
They have to get 10 out of 10 with Chris.
10 out of 10 with Chris? Is that what you said?
Yeah, if they don't make it, they're out.
That's right. That's right. Yep. Because I get standards. You have very high standards, which is good, and that's what you want. And that, I keep seeing don't have time to play unless it's worth playing. So I guess that's good. You're like, if you're going to bring it and be worth it. Otherwise it's kind of don't want to waste my time. And that, your time is valuable, very valuable to you, very precious. And so you tend to focus. And as I said, even, circle of friends, all of it, it's the right ones. It's quality, not quantity. And I get that very strong. You're very loving, loyal, and true blue in both friendship, family, and relationship. And what you give out, you want back, and that's good. That's right. I get backbone with you. You have a very strong backbone, which is good. You have a spine. Yes. Yes,
Okay.
Both physically and also just the way you are, so, because I also get some back issues physically, but what I mean too as well is you're not afraid to not just have a wishbone, but a backbone. You stand up, you when it's something right or for someone, you're not afraid to, the old saying, oh, grow a spine, get a backbone. You have one. And when it's called for, you use it. You say, hey, no, I'm a strong woman, because you are a very, very strong woman. I've always gotten that with you, a very strong woman. Very spiritual, very gifted. You are like a sponge for knowledge and wisdom, and you're always learning and always want to continue to learn. You just have a very loving, kind, good energy about you, and you are so giving, always so giving of your heart, even though a few times there's been the few that take advantage of that, because that's what some will do, and even broken heart, but you look at it in the right way and you go, well, that's them, that's not me, and I'm not going to be afraid to continue to open my heart to everyone that needs it, and that I do love. And I love that about you. Because you just you open your heart, and you're so giving and so loving and so caring, and you're always so willing to share and what you know, and just if it's something important or something good and you feel like, this is something someone needs to know, you share it. You put it out there. You are willing to help, always going the extra mile. I get going the extra mile with you. You're very good about that, both with people, friends, family, and even your amazing cat family. Love that, definitely. Yes. And is he in the room? Because I feel he's around you, your sweet cat.
Yeah.
Yep, the one that wasn't feeling well. Yeah. I love him. I love his energy. He's very good. Very, very sweet. Is he doing? He's doing better? Because I feel he seems a little better. Still a little bit under the weather, but getting better.
Yeah, he was sick yesterday, so I had to clean up all his. But I think he needed to get something out, and so I feel that's done now. I'll keep an eye on him. He's not drinking out of his drinking bowl, so I have to give him water and his food, which is only tin food now, which is a little bit alarming. But yeah, I just said to one of the vet PAs, I said I'm just going to give him water however I can.
Yes.
And yeah, it works in my food. So
yes.
I don't know. He's better, but he's like Nick said, he's been on this thing of he's deciding if he's going or if he's coming. I think he's decided to come back for a little bit, and he's going to see what's going on.
Yeah, I feel the same way that, he could have his opportunity, but he wants to stay. He loves you so very much. He is fighting the physical issues, and he is doing well with that. You're doing so good taking care of him. You give him so much love, so much healing. You're a very strong healer. And the hands-on healing with him, and also just the good intentions and all the special care you give him. And the water with his food is very, very important. It's very good that you're doing that, because by doing that, he's getting that extra that he needs, because he isn't intaking as much, because I feel it's the kidney stones issues. Okay. And he's still passing. They're small, not big enough for surgery, but it will make him puke. It will make him sick. And because I get that too. I see him like puking and eating grass, which helps. And when he does that, when he goes out and he wants to eat grass, that's good. That's medicine for him, and that helps him to then throw up. So that's all normal. That's natural. When you see him doing that, I know, like you said, it can be a little alarming, and it can be, but it's actually helping him to feel better and to get better. And all the water, the moist food, it gets him that extra. And you're adding whatever you're adding to the water, the electrolytes and stuff, that's all helping him. And he likes it. And that adds the flavor. And I get chicken broth. I think I mentioned that to you before. If even a little bit of chicken broth here and there, like soup, will help him, and he'll take that extra fluid in. He's doing better. He is clearing them, and when you see him shake his tail when he goes, that he's passing them. So don't be concerned that that's actually a sign that it is a little painful for him, and that can give him the sickness. But he's doing well, and he does love you. Like Nick said, Nick is so awesome. He's so great. He was picking everything he said. I just love him. He was picking it all up, and he is so great. And he is. He's sticking around because he loves you, and he has more time. And even like us, we have that opportunity and that chance, and he's choosing to stay. And he says, no, I still have more lives. And so he loves you. So he's hanging in there. He's getting a little better, and some of it too, I told you before, is loneliness. I get loneliness not from you and not from people. It's the female thing. It's the spring.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't know if he actually remembers that his mother and his sister are actually family. Right? Yeah, he's always out there and like trying to get to them. So.
Oh yeah.
No, that's what you picked up.
Yep, okay, 'cause yeah. Well, sometimes that happens, it's that spring fling thing, and sometimes they all look good,
They're all fixed, so I'm not worried.
Exactly, and hey, whatever it is, and that's fine, because it makes them happy, it keeps them happy. It's all about just kind of a spring thing, and once he gets over that initial hump, so to speak, I guess that once he gets over that, he'll be much, much better. He'll be okay. He'll be fine. And, come summer and by fall, he'll start to get a lot better, because that's a little bit distracting. And then also, he's a very intuitive cat. I've known other cats, and some can be extremely like that, and so he questions and he wonders, and he's always paying attention to things, and he's an overthinker, as I am, and you I feel can be at times. He tends to overthink things. They're much more like humans than people give them credit for, but we know that, that, and you read him, and you know him, and you know him well, and he loves you, and so you are taking such good care of him. I'm so happy. He loves you. He is fighting, and he will be okay. As even Nick said, he is. He's hanging in there. And the others keep them going too. You have amazing connection with the animals. You're a very strong healer, so continue to work with that. Continue to work with him. You're doing so good.
Cool.
And
one last thing, if I may.
Yes.
My aunt's cat has just gone to somebody else. She's gonna try adopting the cat. You see that going all right? Or
yeah, this is a female that.
it's female, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And is going to go well. I feel you're almost torn. You don't really want to. There's part of you that, you're, and I understand that, but it feels like it's a situation where you almost need to, or you're kind of almost forced into it. But know that it's okay, and that it's a good home, and that a good situation, and that trust your instinct. You're very intuitive. You're very good. And when you feel it and you feel right, know that it is. And if you feel wrong with something, not in this case, because I do feel this is right and she's good and it's good. But in other cases, if you feel wrong or you don't feel right about it, especially if it's the care of your animals or you or family, and trust your instinct, because you are very, very good at that, and you know, and you pick it up and you feel it, and you feel this with her as well. It's the hardest part is to give them up because we love them so much, and but I feel almost like you need freed up time or freed up place. There's just kind of has to do with kind of your freedom, and sometimes we have to kind of make steps and do those things so that we can move on. And you're giving. Yep. Okay, I'll be quick. It's a good home, and the cat's gonna give her so much love, and it's gonna all be good. Definitely, it'll work out well.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, and I always love talking to you. You are so sweet. I just love you.
Talk
Thank
again.
you so much, Carrie.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, thanks, Carrie. Take it easy. Okay, so now it looks like one of the wireless callers left, but it's been replaced with our good friend Kathleen. So, Kathleen, so let us go and get. Now, wireless caller that's still there, are you the person that was here since the beginning? Say 1-1 if you are. Yeah, it's okay.
Yay, they hung in there. And if the other one comes back, I'm sorry. Come back.
Who's that wireless caller?
This is Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. How are you? How did you find us? Who are you? Where did you come from? How did you get here? Kelly?
I found you online.
Very nice.
In Google. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
I
sorry.
shut up. Go ahead, and if you have a question for Kimber.
I do. Mine's not nearly as lighthearted. I'm looking to get in touch with my husband, who has passed on.
Sure.
His name's Ryan.
Sure. Sorry. Has this been kind of recent?
Yeah.
Okay, because it feels pretty recent. He feels pretty new. And I'm so sorry for your loss. This is
Thank you.
extremely hard and stressful. I can just feel it. I'm sorry. He is around you. He's showing you signs. He comes at night. You probably feel him around in your bedroom in the middle of the night. You have some sleepless nights, or you wake up at night. Almost feels like he's laying next to you or by you, and he comes to see you. He comes to comfort you. He loves you very, very much. Was this sudden? It feels like a sudden passing.
Yes.
Sudden and unexpected.
Very much.
Yes, because that's what he's telling me. It was very sudden and unexpected. But he's okay. He's okay. He's okay with it, and that he does come around. He wants you to know that he loves you so much, and he wishes, because he wanted to say goodbye. He didn't get a chance to say goodbye. He's gonna show you signs. He's showing me flowers. Did he give you flowers often? Because he's showing me flowers.
Yeah, he was pretty good about that.
Yeah, because he's giving me a rose, showing me a rose for you right now, and that you'll smell it. You'll smell all of a sudden, if you start smelling a rose, that he's going to be around you. He comes in your dreams. Have you been dreaming about him? Because, yes. Okay, because, yes, he comes in your dreams because he feels that that's a good way to come and bring you happy memories and to focus on the good and the positive. And yeah, I keep getting that you guys wish you could have said goodbye, that it was very sudden.
Well, if I can tell you, he killed himself.
Yeah, okay. And that's why I'm getting what I'm getting. I can relate to that. I've had that happen with very close ones. And so I understand that, and I'm so sorry, because I know that is even all the harder. And know that he wants you to know that there was nothing that you did or could have done. It was very stressed. Medication, was he taking depression medication or some form of medication? Because I keep feeling that he's sorry. What he did, he wasn't really thinking clearly and didn't want to do anything to hurt you, but it was just something that he had to do for himself at the time, because it was too hard to deal with everything. And he was at his wit's end. At his wit's end. Things were very stressful, but he did not want to hurt you in any way, and is very, very sorry for that, and doesn't want you to feel that you could have done anything or said anything. Because I know from that can sometimes be when we start to question, we start to wonder, and he don't want you to, and I don't want you to. I understand it, and I know, and I feel, and I don't want you to feel that you had anything to do with his choice or his decision. Sometimes people make that decision no matter what we say or do, and it's more about them and their life path, and when certain things happen. I keep being shown medication or something he was taking, and that affected his judgment and influenced him a little bit, which sometimes those medications that they give are supposed to help, but a lot of times they truly don't. You guys were together for a long time. He's showing me a very long, loving, caring, sweet relationship. Very close, you're very kind and loving. You gave him you were always a very good wife, a very good relationship, a good mother. Are you a mother?
Yeah.
You have children. Okay, because he says
Yes.
it's a very amazing mother. Very good. And wants you to watch for signs, because he's around you. Anytime you want him, you need to talk to him, because I see you sitting like on your bed and talking to him and questioning and asking him and having conversation with him. Do that. And he's there, and he wants you to know that, yes, he does hear you. He does know. He does acknowledge. And so when you feel that need or that want to, go ahead, talk to him and tell him your feelings. As I feel that some of it you're kind of holding in and you're closing in, go ahead and talk to him. Tell him, whether you do it out loud or in your mind, he can hear you. If you're more comfortable in actually saying the words and saying why or what or why did you, because he understands, and he feels that you need to get that out and talk to him and know that he's around you at any time, and that if you need him, he's there. And he watches over you and your children, and very strong. Says you're very strong woman. And he has total faith that you can do it. Because I get you're saying, how can I do this? How do I do this now? What do I do? And he says, yes, you can. And I'm telling you, you can. You will do fine. You will be able to make it. You're very resourceful. You're very loving, kind, caring. You do what needs to be done, and what it takes. And I'm so proud of you for that, because it's very difficult. It's very hard.
It's unbearable.
It is. I just get really hard to breathe and hard to focus and so many thoughts. I feel
Does he
so
tell you
much.
why? Like what?
I keep getting why, and I keep getting you asking him why. And what I get is medicine, but not good medicine. You drinking? Okay, yep. See, he wasn't clear. I get not clear thinking. He says he was not thinking clear, and when he did it, and it was kind of a judgment that he made, and he says he wasn't thinking clear. He wishes he would not have done what he did, and it was part of sometimes it's part of the path, part of the process, part of, what we're here, and we'll never truly understand really why and how, and as I said, I can understand from experience, and I feel you, and I totally can relate, and I understand that questioning and the wondering why and what could have I done and what should have I done and what could have I said and or what did I do or didn't do, and it's none of that. So please do not feel that at all, because it has nothing to do with you. Don't take it personal. Is the biggest thing, is do not take it personal. It was something that he did. He made a choice. He was going through a lot of struggles, a lot of difficulties. Things were just overwhelming. I also feel he was an empath as well, and he was picking up a lot of stuff and a lot of his energy and others' energies, and I get like work situation and just some life and finances and just a big ball of a combination of many different things. And then when he started drinking, he was doing that to escape. And I don't know if you know if he was taking depression medicine or anxiety medicine, or there's some kind of prescription as well. And I don't know if...
No, he wasn't. He was years ago, and he stopped, and then in his nightstand, he had a box where he just kept the box from his wedding ring, and I opened it, and there was a pill in there that I'd never seen before. Like, he tucked it in there, and it turned out to be Klonopin.
Okay.
So I don't know where he got it. I don't know if there was more. I haven't found anything else, but you could be right. He could have been.
I think he had some here and there from when he did take it before. He might have even got it from someone else. But I do feel that, yes, Klonopin especially is one that can be not so good. Most prescriptions aren't, but that is one that, and I feel that he had some like stashed, and he had them here and there. Well, between that and then the drinking, because he started doing that to escape, started doing that to kind of just not feel, because he was feeling so much and he was having so many thoughts. And that's where I also get the empath with him, because it became very overwhelming for him. And that's why then he had these pills stashed, and so then he took them here and there, but the combination between them and the alcohol too made him make some poor judgments, and just some things that he wouldn't have done normally. And that's where I say don't take it personally, and because I know that feeling and I understand that feeling, and there's nothing.
Hell on earth. I mean, it really is. It's hell on earth. It
is. I'm so sorry, because I feel you and I understand that, and I can relate to that. And it is. It's extremely, that's the hardest thing, is they don't realize what they do to the ones that they leave. But it's not that they do it a lot of times by choice. It's when people say they commit suicide, it's something that more happens to them. It's more a combination of things. It's not that they go out and deliberately commit it like a crime. It's something that just happens. It's something that they're led to, something that can be so devastating that they make that choice at the time. So and that's what I get with him, and that's what I feel. And he's sorry. He didn't want to leave you, and didn't want to leave you more or less like holding the bag, more or less leaving, because he feels that now. At the time, because he was under the influence and not making the right decisions or choices, and that happens in life, and that's where every minute, and that's where a few minutes can make a big difference. But know that don't take it personal, and that it was just something that he did and a choice that he made, and that I guess, and Chris would be really good at this because she is amazing, and she helped me with one that I went through, and that is that it's part that sometimes they sign up for that before they come here. You know, we all sign up for things, and it can be part of the path and part of the lessons that they teach us and others, and we all have a certain time, and some get much longer, some live to, be very old, some have very short life, some are just have the baby and they pass. And we all have our time, and no matter what we do and what others do, it is what it is. And I know it's the hardest way to go. And to see someone that you love and care so much, to go that way is extremely difficult. And I totally am so sorry. And we'll help you with that. Even personally, you can get a hold of me after this, and I will help you through this because I know how hard and difficult it is. And I will help you for free. I will help you to help you. 'Cause I know, and I want to cry. I feel so bad. I know how much your heart hurts.
It just came out of nowhere. We were what I thought was happy. I didn't think we could get any happier.
Yeah.
Our oldest daughter is graduating. She went to the prom without him. I mean, it's been complete devastation. I have 3 teenage daughters. It's just unbearable. Unbearable.
I'm so sorry.
I thank you very much.
Yes, and definitely. And as I said, get in touch with me. You can message me on my Facebook page and also my email, because I do want to continue to help you with this and through this, because I know how hard it is, and I will help you just to help you. So don't be concerned about finances or any of that. I'll help you through it. Get a hold of me, because I know how difficult this is, and I feel you have other questions, and there's some things that we can talk about personally, because I feel there's some of that as well. But also, right now, do you have something else? Because I feel you almost have a question that you want to ask. If you do, go ahead. Or if you want to wait and talk privately, we can.
I really don't. I just, the main question that goes in my head every day is why? Did he love us? Did he not love us? It's just.
He loved you so much. He loves you. He loves your daughter.
Here's me, I'm going on, and I'm like, and I was muted the whole time, so I'm like,
you're amazing. You can help.
First of all, I do agree with what Kimber said, but, you have to, yes, he loved you, and see, we can't get in the heads, sometimes out of their mind, they think they're doing it because they love us. You know what I mean? And like you can't bring you can't make logic out of something that's illogical. You know what I'm saying? You should not really try hard to accept no blame in it. And it's not, nobody can just say, oh, it wasn't your fault, don't worry about it and all that. Like, it's affecting you, it's going to affect you. But when you say things like unbearable, I know it's really hard. But you're amazed, you're already getting through it. You know what I mean? You need to be, of course, as good as you can for your family. And, you can't, I always say to people, don't go drive yourself crazy trying to figure out the whys, because sometimes there just isn't, there isn't a way of finding out the whys. And so, I feel like that each and every person, the big events in our life, including, how we're going to die, are kind of sort of pre-selected by us, for lack of a better way to put it. and it could even be that some other some other exit point was missed, and so now this became the way. It doesn't make it easier, I don't think. If it was in a murder or a tragic accident or the how, I don't know that, like, the result is the devastating part. You know what I mean? And I always have said, like, if sometimes people who are emotionally not well are the best at hiding it. You know what I mean? And I've always said, like, if we would say to ourselves, oh, this person who's dying from such and such of a illness that causes great suffering, right? We almost feel relieved when they can finally cross over, right?
Right.
Because there's no more suffering for them, right?
Right.
We go in our mind and we go, well, I'm going to miss them. I'm deeply wounded that they're gone. I love them and all of that, but find some solace in the fact that their suffering is over. And people in our society fail to recognize that when somebody is emotionally not well, there's great suffering there. It's not unlike any physical suffering. How can we compare those? And yet there seems to be discompassion for people that are emotionally or mentally suffering versus physically by some terrible disease. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I think there was a sense of pride with him too,
right,
in kind of admitting and sharing. So
yes.
I
So
get that a lot.
If there was great suffering going on with him that he was sparing his loved ones from knowing about, right? Like,
yeah.
then we should treat that not unlike somebody who, was suffering from some other medical condition, right? And we have to treat their passing like any other medical tragedy that if somebody goes because they had, some other terrible thing that causes great suffering, we would not be blaming ourselves. You know what I mean? We would be very sad that they're gone. We would be all of those same feelings, but we wouldn't be looking to blame them or ourselves. You wouldn't blame the cancer victim, right? And so again, like, we have to really get to a place in our society where we stop discriminating against emotional or mental illness type of issues, right?
Right. I agree.
So if you can contemplate on that for a minute and treat it as no differently than some other disease that took him. I'm not saying it's going to be any easier, but it might change the way you look at it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It might change the way you look at it. Because there's this stigma, you know what I mean, that goes with anything that it has to do with mental illness, right?
Oh, definitely. Mm-hmm.
You see the people as being weak or whatever. It's bullshit. And so we all have to stop doing that. And this is no different. And get rid of any religious connotations to suicides or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I do.
So take that with you. I'm so sorry also for your loss. And
thank you.
We're here all the time. You know what I mean? Go to IntuiTalks.com and sign up for a free account, and you can come join us in the chat room whenever you feel like it, okay?
Okay, dear. Thank you.
Yeah,
right,
thank you. Please do come back and also get in touch with me too. If someone, I'm not in chat right now, but if someone could put my Facebook on there, and let you know how to get a hold of me, I would love to help you through this. And like I said, we can talk personally too. I do have more for you, and I do want to help you through this. I know and feel how hard it is. He's also showing me a special piece of jewelry too. There was a special ring, or it almost looks like a turquoise, or some special jewelry that he gave you.
A moonstone?
A moonstone. Okay, yep. And yeah, so keep that by you. In fact, I see you putting it like under your pillow or by your pillow or by your bed. Keep that with you. That was something very special to him, and he is going to give you signs. But yeah, definitely get a hold of me, because I do have more for you, and I would love to help you through this. I'm so very sorry. I know how hard it is. Yes. So please do contact me, and as I said, I will help you, and I will help you for free. Don't worry about that at all. I don't want that to be too. Yeah.
Okay, we got to go. Kimber.
I will talk to you soon.
Okay. All right. She'll say goodbye for the whole rest of the night.
I'm sorry. I'm back up. Yep. Take care. I will talk to you soon. I'll be okay.
Talking, Kimber. She hung up. Okay, stop talking.
My heart breaks.
Okay. Slow down. Slow your roll down there. Now let's go get Daniela. She's still there. Okay, Daniela, and then Kathleen. I hope you can wait, Kathleen. And,
Kathleen.
Keep in mind that we got 2 more to go at least, and so so keep that in mind, okay? Just say hello.
Sorry.
And that's it. Hello, how can I help you?
Okay. Yep.
When it's time to say goodbye, thank you for calling. Take care. The end.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Here comes Daniela. Hi, hello, Daniela.
Hi, Daniel.
Unmute your mic here. Okay, hang on. She got muted again. Daniela.
Yes, hi, Chris.
Hello. So your question?
I have a question. My cell phone got stolen, I think, lost or stolen, and I was wondering if you can pick up something about finding it or what's going on with that.
Sure. Yes, I get it was stolen, actually. That you lost it, but then someone grabbed it. It feels like a male has it right now. Male energy. He's using it. Do you have a service, or were you getting the cards where you were just adding minutes? You were getting the cards, weren't you? Just adding minutes? Or do you have a service that can help you to track it? Because it feels like you lost it, you left it somewhere, maybe a bus or subway or somewhere when you were traveling. You were on the move and you left it somewhere and someone grabbed up on it. And who has it is a male. I get male energy. He's using it still. So if you have a service, they might help you to track it. But if you're getting the cards and you are just adding the minutes, then that's pretty hard to track it. But if you have a service, you can call them, tell them that it was stolen, and that can they help you to find, because they can sometimes do that. They might be able to let you know, well, here's some recent calls that were made, or to this number. Do you have personal numbers in there and personal information in there? But he's not interested in that, so don't worry about that. You don't have to be concerned about your safety. You don't have to be concerned about identity theft. It's more he picked it up and he's using it, and he's just going to use it till the minutes are out, and then he's going to dump it. as for getting it back, I'm not really feeling you well. And I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you that, yeah, you'll get it back, but I'm feeling that he's going to throw it when he's done using up whatever he can. But the good side to it is you don't have to worry about any of your personal numbers or personal information or identity theft. He's not interested in any of that. He just picked it up and wants to use it, and he kind of is financially money, so not doing well, so he's looking at it as a chance to burn up the minutes, and then he'll throw it. Was it an iPhone?
She's muted again.
Okay, because yeah, some of the newer ones, they do have ways of tracking them. I have like a really old phone, and so I'm not real up on them. I've never had an iPhone. I'm getting either, feels almost like an iPhone. I feel if you call your service, you might be able to get them to help you at least see where it's being used and to turn it off, if nothing else. Even if there's minutes left, you can turn it off on them. Tell him that you want to just stop the service, and that way he at least can't continue to use it or have access to your information. But as I said, it's just about the minutes, and then he's going to throw it. So as far as getting it back, I'm sorry, I don't think you will. I think you probably just have to get a different phone and probably cancel out that one if you can get rid of it sooner. Otherwise, that's all he's going to do is just burn up the minutes and throw it. I know it's a loss financially, but at least you don't have to worry about all the other stuff that could go with that. All he cares about is just using it. You can get a different phone. I feel finances are kind of an issue for you right now, so go with even like a Net 10 phone and $30 or whatever. I don't know what it is right now, $29.99, $30, something, and go with the card that you can refill until you can get another plan. And another different phone, which I know the iPhones can be costly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So she keeps getting deleted. I don't know how, but anyway. Okay, so you got that, Daniela?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you you're getting it back, but I don't feel you're gonna.
I'm getting deleted, so I hope that helps. I hope that helps. And, yeah, anytime if you think, like, if it goes longer than a day and you can't re-find your phone, then it's probably always wisest to cancel it right away. And there you go. Okay, let's go to Kathleen. Hi, Kathleen.
Hello.
Hey, Kathleen.
Hi, how is everyone? Gosh, it's been forever I've been here.
Yes, it's been forever, and I'm so happy that you're here.
Oh, yeah. I am so happy I am here. Chris, I owe you so much, and I'm so appreciative. I know you don't like all that stuff, but I'm telling you, this show and then all your what do you call it? Everybody's spread out and doing readings, and oh my goodness. So
networking.
Yes, it's absolutely. Thank you for the word. Very, very great. Boy, that lady with the suicide just really touched me.
Yeah.
I'm working with hospice, and that was actually the question that I had. Right now I'm in the bereavement group, but I was wondering how that was, if I'm in the right place or how that works. Does that make sense?
Yes. And yes, you are in the right place. You are a perfect person for this. It's not an easy job. It's very, very difficult, especially the hospice part, the seeing and going through and what you do, but you're meant for it. Certain people are just meant for certain jobs, and you are very good at it. You're very caring and kind, and you help people through it. Even if you feel that you might not be helping, you are helping. So don't be concerned about, am I saying the right things? Am I doing the right things? Am I, is this helping? Because it just comes through. You a lot of times just start saying it or doing what you need to do without even realizing it, because it's inside, it's part of you. This is one of the things that you are meant to do, is to help others, and we all are meant to help others and help each other, and this is your way. We all have individual ways, and whether we do it or not is up to us, and that's our free will. And I give you so much credit. You're jumping in and you're taking it on, because that is a very difficult, very hard thing to do, but you're amazing at it. You're good, and you help so many people through a very difficult and hard process. And I get you're going, well, I don't know what to say, or am I saying the right things, or am I doing the right things? And yes, you are. Go with the flow. It's going to come. It's, what you feel, what's intuitive, what comes to you. And a lot of times, sometimes things just come out of your mouth without you even really thinking or realizing. And that's because you have this just way about you. You have this wisdom in you, and you know how to do it, or how to say, or how to present it when the time comes. And so don't be so concerned or so worried about the training and the learning and how to, and the exact steps or the way, or is this right? Because do what's right for you. Do how you do it. Learn what you can, and then create your way of doing it. And know that a lot of times it can be sudden. It can be, just where you gotta think or say whatever, and it comes to you. So don't worry about that, because I get that you just kind of fret or worry, and thinking, and kind of that holds you back a little bit. Just say it, and what you feel.
Yeah.
It's
the in between, because I've had about a year and a half of training now. It's, do I stay in bereavement with the children, which I really love, or because now summertime's coming, or do I go and I'm signed up for both, but I haven't sat with somebody that's actually making the transition yet. And so I don't know if life is holding me back from that, or if I can do both, or it's happening where I'm more in the bereavement group and working with families and things, children.
Yes, and the bereavement and the families, I see you working with children especially and helping them get through it. And the family, I do see you dealing with eventually both the suicide issue, some of that, and you're very good at what you do. So I get confidence a little bit nervous. I get the education part. You're focusing, you're learning, and you're doing so good at all that. But also know that you just know, and that you're very good at it. And don't be so concerned or caught up in saying the right things or learning or did I catch that, or did I learn this? Know that it's inside you and that you have it, and when it comes, or the need, just you'll be able to say it. You'll be able to do it. Go with what you feel, what you're being shown, what you're being told. Go with what you feel is right, because just go with what you feel is right, is just to keep it simple. So at the time, if you feel it's right, say it, and because a lot of it is this ancient wisdom, this knowledge that's inside, and we all have that. And when we're called upon it or we need it, it'll come. And which learning is great, courses, college, classes, all that, but a lot of it is wisdom, knowledge, and experience. And those are the three things that are going to help you in the doing it. And so along with all this other that you've worked, now you're going to get some of that as well, that experience. And with that is what really teaches us even more by actually doing it, because we could be shown how to do something, we can be told how to do something, but once we actually start doing it, that's when we really, really learn, and that's when we really, are in our element, and we start picking it up. And I see that for you. I get that for you, that, you are ready. You've got it down, and it is what it is. You're good at it. This is part of you. It's not an easy job. So I give people so much credit that do really take on these hard, difficult jobs that are not easy to do, and that take a little bit of us to, and our heart. And you have to really open your heart to do that work and to give of yourself, and you're perfect for that. This is part of what you are meant to be, what you're here for, and what you're meant to do, and you help so many. And I definitely get the family, the children, and I also get you're going to even specialize in some of the other as well, the suicide or the hard loss or the issues, because that I so understand. And that last caller, as you said, just breaks my heart. I love her, and I my heart just is broken, and I feel so bad, and know that I am going to help her, and I'm going to continue to help her. And I see you doing so well with this. This next year is going to be a lot of growing and learning and getting your hands in it, and you're just doing what you need to do. I can feel that hard. I get at times hard to breathe, and I can feel that weight of the world on you. I feel that, especially when it comes to children, it's going to break your heart at times, but you're going to help. So know that when that happens, that to just ground and protect yourself and your energy, and there's things that you can do to clear and things that you can do to feel better, but that as hard as it is, know that as much as it can, tear you apart and hurt your heart, that you are helping beyond measure, beyond more than you can possibly imagine. You are helping so many through this, and you are going to continue to do that. And you're going to do so well. You were drawn to this. This is something that you had a calling.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Process. Exactly.
Yeah. Yes.
You keep saying hard, but I don't find it hard. I find it heartfelt at times.
Yes.
But I just, with suicide too, I now look at it as, somebody school got too hard on the earth. And
yes.
No judgment.
Exactly. And I love that, because yes, no judgment, and even as Chris said, you wouldn't judge someone that had cancer. It's an illness. It's a sadness. It's a like, look at Robin Williams, who was so happy and so seemed so perfect, but yet had all the issues and all the problems and all and it's what they can put out, but then what they hold inside. And it's, that is what can affect him, and him as well, too, was medications and different things that brought him to that point. And, and as you said, the hard part is the hard part. That's what I mean, yes, very heartfelt. You carry a lot in your heart. You're gonna feel it, but it's also, you're gonna feel the good. You're gonna feel the positive. You're gonna feel the amazing joy and happiness when you help ones through it all, and that is what makes it all worth it. When you see the difference you make, when you see how people, it changes their life. It affects them, and that is all the good. And the hard part, as you said, I love how you look at it and how you what you say and how you do it. And that is another reason why you're so perfect for this, because it can eat you up. It can, be really hard, but yet you look at it in a good way, and you go, but this is what, and it's the hardest stuff and the toughest stuff that makes you as strong as you are. And I get past and life experience that has brought you to this point, and a calling and certain situations or life experiences that brought you to what you need to be doing. And that's what made you as strong as you are. That's what made you who you are, and to be able to do this. And that's a gift. It's something, yes, thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm thinking more bereavement and not the actual transition at this time. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's
my energy.
Yes, that's what I get right now, and I do get that you also will be helping some to transition. That's going to be a little bit more down the line, but I do feel you will actually be doing both. But you're going to get into the bereavement more and into the helping the families and all that. But I do also see and feel you eventually. I get 3 years. Within the next few years, it's going to grow into some of the other, and you're going to know when and what you're drawn to and what you're meant to do. So, because I do feel you helping others to cross over as well and to go through that. But that's going to be a little bit down the line. But
that's very helpful. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome so much, and thank you for doing such an amazing and beautiful job at what you do, and I give you so much credit. Very sweet, loving heart to do what you do. And
now I'm going to get like Chris and be embarrassed, so we can take that part out.
There you go. Put yourself in someone else's shoes.
Things happen really fast now, don't they? It's like, okay, that's a little uncomfortable.
I'm missing the crickets. Usually she'll do the crickets, and I don't get that much. So she keeps me in line. She's great. She's awesome.
Gosh, it just was so great to be back in a special evening. I really appreciate all of it.
Very nice to see you whenever we get the chance to see you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much. Gosh.
Please keep on keeping on and being who you are.
Thank you. You too, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay. That's 86 thank yous in 5 minutes. Okay. That's it. We made it to the end. And so now, are you guys doing overtime, or what are we doing?
Sure, I will if anyone's up to it. And sorry for the caller that I lost. Call back or get a hold of me, and I will give you a reading.
Okay. For all you know, I bet you it could have been that Trevor guy. You know what I mean?
Trevor. Oh, I love Trevor.
Do not call back. Okay, so listen, I'm gonna I'll play a quick song and give everyone a chance to figure out, get a coffee or go pee or do whatever they need to do. And I may as well stop the recording right now, actually, as well. And so just to let the people that are listening in archives know, we appreciate you doing that. And please do join us live if and when you ever get a chance to. Tomorrow we have Hillary Black here. And Monday, Diana Monroe. Tuesday is our astrologer, Melissa Bruce, the heavy metal psychic. And Kathleen Moore is here on Wednesday. So that's what's coming up. And thank you very much for listening. Get an account, www.IntuiTalks.com. And it takes you 2 minutes to set up a free account, and you can join all of the crazy antics in the chat room. And thank you. So